Pellet feeds are predominantly fed to broiler chicken due to ease of handling and improving the gain in bird performance. Although bird performance can be contributed by several other factors, for example, reducing the fines percentage or reducing the segregation of nutritive material, improvement in PDI and energy consumption by bird at the time of consumption of feed, by improving the nutritive value, palatability of the feed and star gelatinization can also contribute on bird performance. There are several studies which demonstrated that by application of moisture in feed at the time of mixing can improve the milling efficiency. Addition of moisture at the time of mixing, it is called cold mash conditioning or preconditioning. Cold mash conditioning or preconditioning not only improves the milling efficiency, but also improves the quality of the feed and bird performance. You are watching millTALK. I am Sarvar Ali from Kemin. MillSmart works on principle of preconditioning or cold mash conditioning. Right moisture content in feed matrix is very important because it impact on conditioning, it impact on pelleting as well as cooling, and it has an impact on shrinkage. Application of moisture or treated moisture in mixer in order to improve the milling process is called preconditioning. Impact of cold mash conditioning can be seen in three ways. First is the pellet press productivity. In pellet press productivity, we improve the efficiency of feed mill. For example, improvement in throughput, reduction in energy consumption, minimizing the shrinkage losses, and improvement in die life. Second important impact of cold mash conditioning we can see in terms of quality of the feed. For example, improvement in PDI, pellet durability index, and pellet durability index have direct impact on the bird performance and FCR. Reduction in fines percentage, if more fines are there, then loss of nutritive value will be there. And you can see the third impact is the hardness and compaction. Sometimes hardness and compaction actually contribute to low palatability of the feed. So, right moisture content at the time of preconditioning improve your hardness, PDI and fines percentage. The third important factor which contributed by cold mash conditioning is improvement in quality of the feed. We have seen that by application of moisture, it improves the overall conditioning, and due to good conditioning, it improves the star gelatinization as well as it improves the safety level of feed by eliminating pathogens. Operator at feed mill level must be trained to observe right moisture percentage and differential temperature. Right moisture percentage, if you look at in South Asian condition, it could be 14.5% to 15.5% at the time of conditioning. There is two consequences if right moisture percentage is not achieving. If your moisture percentage is below 14.5 at the time of conditioning, then there is an opportunity loss, that is efficiency loss, and it has own economic impact. At the same time, if moisture percentage is going above 16%, then press choking may happen. So, it is very important to have a right moisture percentage at the time of conditioning so that efficiency of the feed mill can be improved as well as the quality of feed can be improved. Appropriate moisture level in pellet feed improves milling efficiency. It ensures the density, appropriate density of the feed as well as hardness of the feed. It creates a right percentage of dry matter as well as moisture percentage in feed. It impacts overall the bird performance as well as it improves the overall profitability and milling efficiency. Assume optimum moisture level in your feed mill you are considering 15% at the time of conditioning. Look at one case here that mixer level your moisture percentage is 11% and you are not doing any cold mash conditioning. Here we have indicated as a optic curve. So, you are not adding any optic curve. Optic curve is an activated water solution for product used in millSmart program. It is low surface tension solution due to surfactant application. Therefore, it is having a unique physical and chemical properties. And at the time of steam addition, and means at the time of conditioning, you are doing 2% moisture addition. So, actually you are reaching at 13% and your consideration is 15%. It means there is a gap of 2% and that 2% gap is going for the loss of milling efficiency. Suppose a second case, you are doing a conservative approach of application of 1% of moisture as a optic curve. Then in that case, you are reaching at 14% moisture level at the time of conditioning, whereas you have considered as a optimum level of moisture at your feed mill is 15%. So, there is a still 1% gap. So, there is a improvement, can be from 0% to 1%, but still there is a gap. This gap can be overcome by application of right moisture as cold mash conditioning. There are several studies and literature available which demonstrated that how application of moisture at the time of cold mash conditioning improves the overall quality of the feed. We have taken few examples here. Look at the first example, which is published in Animal Feed Science and Technology. Here you can see 3 cases: no addition of moisture, moisture level 1, moisture level 2. If you are improving your moisture percentage from 16.2% to 16.8%, then PDI improvement happening by 2%. If you are going from level 1 to level 2, it means moisture improvement from 16.8% to 17.8%, then PDI improvement is happening by 3%, and its impact on the throughput also. In first case, you have the throughput 6.7 ton per hour, whereas the second case it is 7.7 ton per hour, whereas in the moisture level 17.8% your throughput is 8.3 ton per hour. It means there is a clear cut improvement in PDI and improvement in throughput as the moisture percentage increase in cold mash conditioning. Now look at the second example. This paper published in Poultry Science. Here you can see when the moisture percentage is increasing from 13.6% to 14.2%. In that case, PDI is improving from 89.5% to 89.9%, means 0.4% improvement in PDI. If the moisture percent is further increasing from 14.2% to 15.1%, then there is a further increase in PDI 19.3%. At the same time, you can look at the energy consumption. In the first case, it is 4.4 kilowatt hour per ton, whereas the second case is 4.2, whereas the third case is further decrease, it is 3.9. It means by application of moisture, it is improving the PDI, it means it is improving the quality of the feed, and at the same time it is improving the milling efficiency by reducing the energy consumption at the time of pellet press. Now look at the third example of moisture application. This paper published in Applied Science and Engineering Progress. Here you can see when the moisture level is increasing from 12% to 13%, then there is a drop in the ampere consumption, means 642, 602. At the same time, you can see the starch gelatinization improvement from 33% to 62%. It means there is a reduction in energy consumption at the time of pellet press. It means it is improving the efficiency or reducing the cost of production. At the same time, nutritive value of the feed is increasing by improvement in starch gelatinization. Now we will look at the fourth example. This study is published by Kansas State University. Here you can see the graph. In x-axis it is a cold mash conditioning moisture percentage, primary axis of Y, you can see the PDI percentage, whereas the secondary axis you can see that change in power consumption. There is a clear cut indication here that when cold mash conditioning moisture is increasing, in that time PDI is increasing and power consumption is decreasing. It means your quality of the feed is increasing because PDI is increasing, and that has the direct impact on the FCR and bird performance, whereas the power consumption is directly related with the milling efficiency, where you can save money and your feed mill can be profitable. So we have seen that this 4 paper which clear cut indication that by application of moisture at the time of mixer, which is called cold mash conditioning, there is a increase in efficiency of the feed mill and improvement in quality of the feed, as well as improvement in bird performance. I hope you have enjoyed this video on cold mash conditioning and you have understood what is the importance of cold mash conditioning in order to improve milling efficiency. Before we signing off, one question for you: will higher moisture level in mixer deteriorate the quality of the feed? To get answer, watch my next video on millTALK series. Until then, take care. Goodbye.